Yes, this has already been done by Band-Aid, but I felt that their 30-minute summaries of each season were too long and their 3-minute summary of both was too short. Also, if this video gets copyrighted, I'll probably just upload it to Pornhub, because as Sonic says,
no copyright law in the universe is going to stop me!
Okay, let's start the video. Brief side note, Daniel doesn't like pronouncing some of the words correctly, and I'm too lazy to add in subtitles. Deal with it. Team Fortress 2 is a class-based free-to-play first-person shooter released on PC, Mac, and Linux. The game focuses around 9 classes known as the Scout, Soldier, Hero, Demoman, Heavy, Engineer, Medic, Sniper, and Spy as they fight each other in a never-ending war. This is a summary of Team Fortress 2. Wait, what? I'm supposed to be summarizing Love Live? But they are practically the same thing. They aren't? Sigh. Okay, fine. Let's rewind. Love Live, School Idol Project is a shoujo comedy anime available to watch with both subs and dubs. The show focuses around 9 girls: Anoka Kosaka, Yumi Sonoda, Katori Minami, Maki Nishikino, Haneo Koizumi, Rin Hoshizora, Ellie Ace, Nozomi Tojo, and Nico Yazawa, as they work their way towards winning the Love Live competition. This is a summary of seasons 1 of Love Live, School Idol Project, in I don't know how many minutes. Episode 1 starts off with every anime intro ever, a narration by Hanoka explaining that a school is closing, only for the show to later explain that it will only close after everyone graduates, because 24-minute runtimes. Anyways, things happen and Hanoka sees Arise perform on the giant-ass TV screen outside of UTX, which rivals the size of that helicopter jumbotron from Fossil Fighters, Champions. She decides that forming a school idol group would be the best way to stop the school from closing. When Hanoka presents this idea to the student council, Ellie decides to act like a fucking bitch and suckablats them out of the room. Also, Japanese Knuckles. Episode 2 is mainly about the girls deciding what their name should be and where they are going to practice, which takes up the first 2/3 of the entire episode. Because, again, 24-minute runtimes. The last third is Hanoka convincing Maki to compose their song for them, with the help of Nozomi. Lenny face.
恥ずかしいならこっそりという手もあると思うんや。
だから何？
わかるやろ？
Episode 3 focuses on Yuma's stage fright and reluctance to wear costumes that are too revealing, which she gets over right before the concert. Yada yada, runtimes yada yada. Let's get moving on. Fast forward to the start of their show, and the auditorium is more barren than Trump's inauguration, but they decide to go ahead with the show. At the end, Ellie questions what they are going to do next, due to the fact that only 6 people showed up to listen to them. Spoiler alert, Hanoka wants to continue. Episode 4 switches to the perspective of Haneo and spends most of its time showing how shy and outspoken she is in most situations. Maki notices this and helps her become big enough to gain more confidence in herself. In the end, Maki, Rin and Haneo all end up joining Muse, bringing up the member count to 6. Also, Nico being Nico. Episode 5 introduces us to Nico by having her headshot Hanoka harder than Cat in Halo Reach. Fast forward a bit, and we see Nico fail to secure all of the loot bags from the Overdrill vault in the First World Bank. Fast forward again, and we find out that Nico is the current standing president of the Idol Research Club. When confronted by the girls, she tries to double boost out of the situation. Which goes terribly. In the end, the girls decide to join the club because Rasputin doesn't want warm minds that are too similar to each other, making Nico the 7th member of Muse. Also, Episode 6 is all about filming filming a video to promote the group. The girls also try to figure out who's going to be the leader of the group with challenges such as singing, dancing, and handing out flyers. In the end, no one outperformed the other, essentially making this episode entirely filler. Episode 7 starts off with some big news. Luigi is finally in Smash 5. Just kidding. The news is that there is going to be a Love Live. Go figure, because it's not, like it's the name of the show. They will be allowed to enter on one condition: they pass all of their classes. Guess who's failing? The second and first years agree to help out Hanoka and Rin, while Nozomi offers to help Nico.
言ってるでしょ、ニコは赤点の心配なんてない。嘘つくとワシワシするよ。
Lenny face. Later on, we see Tachanka talk to Rook about why competitive is better than casual, which finally shines some light on why Ellie has a grudge against the group. Also, they all pass. Episode 8 shifts its perspective towards Ellie and her side of the story. Okay, I'm just going to cut this episode summary short because I'm lazy, and I'm trying to finish this entire script in one night. In the end, both Ellie and Nozomi join, bringing the total member count to 9. Episode 9. The group finds out that Katori is the legendary Akiba maid, but only after a brief chase.
見つけた。これ以上逃げたらそのふくよかな胸をワシワシするよ。
Lenny face. This also leads the group to decide that Akiba should be the stage for their next show. They also give Katori the job of writing song lyrics for the show, which goes bad, but isn't as bad as the story for Halo 5. Because of this, Hanoka and Jumi help Katori at her job to brainstorm ideas, and they decide to perform in the maid uniforms they worked in. And then Katori gets a letter to join the Dark Brotherhood, which becomes the plot point for the rest of the season. Episode 10 is just Episode 11 shows that Muse is in the standing for the Love Live with 7 days left before their March Madness brackets get locked into place. To stay in the top 20, the girls decide to hold another show. They can't have it in the auditorium because Nico pulled rare armor from a legendary engram, so they decide to have it on the roof. To summarize the last half of the episode, Hanoka pushes herself too hard, gets sick, still decides to perform, and fucking dies. Just kidding. She just passes out. At the start of episode 12, we learn that Muse decides to withdraw their entry for Love Live, which is absolutely devastating for Hanoka. However, Nozomi decides to help cheer her up using the only thing she's good at.
ぼんやりしてたら次はアグレッシブなの行くよ。
Lenny face. Also, the school's going to stay open, and with the help of Yumi, Katori tells everyone that she's leaving Japan for Tamriel to join the Dark Brotherhood. In the end, Hanoka decides that the best thing to do is to quit being a school idol. In return, she gets fucking wrecked by Yumi. In fact, she got wrecked harder than Biker when he fought Jacket in Von Hong. Harder than the Didact when she stuffed the pulse grenade in his chest. Harder than your Guardian when Gaul knocked them off of his ship. Harder than okay, you get the idea. Episode 13 starts with the aftermath of this. With nothing else to do, most of the girls end up quitting Muse. Later, we find out that Hanoka really does miss the fun she had with Muse, and as she's self-reflecting, she encounters what's left of Muse still practicing for a show that they will be holding. Fast forward, Yumi tells Hanoka that she has been the main driving force of why she stayed with Muse, and that Katori feels the same way. Hanoka then double boost all the way over to the airport. to stop Katori from leaving, and to join the rest of the group for their final show of season 1, Start Dash, but now with every member present.